Ladies and gentlemen, we got to talk about next week. Sadly, next week is Andy Richter's last week with us, which is a bummer. And they're not booing you; they're booing you leaving.
Know,
but we're going to have a ton of great Andy stuff next week. If you've ever watched the show, you got to watch next week. We're going to be looking back at all the great stuff, and also Andy's got an online chat. You online chatterbox. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, May 23rd. Check out details on www.nbc.com/Conan. I didn't even know we had a website.
Yeah.
For details. What you going to chat about, you know?
I'm going to be taking questions.
Just make up stuff.
Yes, it's going to be a lot of what are you wearing? Kind of stuff.
Yeah, right. Sexually harass as many people as possible. All right. Folks, you know my first guest tonight from ER, Boogie Nights, and of course his Oscar-nominated performance in Fargo. He's currently starring in American Buffalo at the Atlantic Theater Company right here in New York City. Please welcome William H. Macy. Do you like my only celebrity impression of you in Fargo?
That's pretty good.
It's my deal here, Gene. Hey, we're pretty... Yeah, there you go.
For Pete's sake.
Nah, you do it better than me. Oh, right, because, yeah, you... How are you?
Excellent. I've been doing this play for about 37 years, it seems like, American Buffalo. I love being on stage, but lordy, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, also, here in New York City, that would be, I think, the most exciting place to do theater, wouldn't you think?
Man. I got to tell you, to be in a hit Broadway play, there's no up from there. That's it.
Right.
I'm not in a hit Broadway play, but...
I was thinking, well, first of all, New York City, great cultural melting pot. You having a good time here? You having fun?
I am. I love this city. I mean, I've got the best of both worlds. I live in L.A., and I come here a lot. I did an ADR session this morning, and the woman that directed the thing said she needed a car service, so she went into the phone book and she got the first one called All American Car Service. She calls them up. He goes, "Hello, All American Car Service."
And luck? Did you have luck with the driver?
No, she made the ADR session, so I think everything was fine.
Now, you're a very, you seem to me, I don't know you personally, but you seem to me like a mild-mannered guy. Hard to ruffle you, right? Right? But what about...
my moments.
Yeah, but this city... Manhattan is intense. As I told this story at the top of the show, I don't know if you were watching the show, I ask all guests to watch backstage. But anyway, it was, you know, where someone pretty much insulted me. You know,
right.
Does this happen to you? Have you had your feathers ruffled here in New York City?
A couple of years ago, I was in my car at downtown, one of those odd places where it's not one-way streets, so two cars facing each other across the intersection. And I was with a girlfriend, and I had my dog in the car. And the guy on the other side, my girlfriend was nice looking. The guy on the other side starts going, you know how guys do, making all this noise.
I do that a lot.
I had a rough day, and I thought, I rolled down my window, and I go, "What's your problem? What's your problem, you?" And I said a bunch of other things to him. And the guy looked sort of confused and hurt, and I thought, man, I'm getting good at profanity.
Right.
And then my dog licks my neck, and I realized he'd been talking to the dog, not to my girlfriend.
I don't know, I still think it's weird for a guy to be like looking at your dog going, That's creepier to me in a way.
Then I'm glad I trashed the son of a bitch.
Yeah, you should have fought him. No one comes on to my dog, I'll tell you that much right now.
The dog, but in licking you, was saying, "Shut up, I'm making headway."
Yeah, yeah.
I know this guy.
Yeah.
That guy's got a Camaro, shut up. Later, the dog's on the phone. Oh. You've done a lot of theater in your day. You've done some nudity on stage. Yeah. Intentional nudity. Yeah. Okay. What is that like? I'm always fascinated by that because, you know, I just think, wow, I can't ever be naked.
On stage, it's easier. It's the easiest on stage, strangely enough. There's that black proscenium, and the people don't really exist, and you feel like you're alone.
You think it's easier to be naked on stage than...
Yeah. I've always found I'm the most comfortable guy in the whole theater. I've only done it twice. A friend of mine, Kurt Deutsch, was doing a play, I think at Long Wharf, He gets he was in the buff during that thing, and the scene's going swimmingly until some guy in the back goes, "Looks like an acorn." Stopped him dead in his tracks, he said.
That would kind of hurt you. That would hurt your confidence, I would think, a little bit.
Kurt, it's all right that I told that story, isn't it?
Yeah, why did you have to mention his name? You know what? You know what's funny is that very rarely do people ever mention the name. You went out of your way to mention that guy's name. And Kurt Deutsch, by the way, lives on 1515 Maplewood Drive.
And usually you would do that so you give credit to the story.
Yeah,
It's not like you'd say, "You didn't credit me.
Oh, come on.
It was my acorn."
Yeah.
Everybody knows he's hung like a stud field mouse.
Not now, I'm afraid. Well, did you ever, I mean, I think it would be strange to hook up with audience people afterwards or meet them afterwards that they've seen you
man,
naked.
that's the good news. I was younger when I did it. I was in Chicago. But for years after that, I'd get lucky with some young lady, and sooner or later, she would mention, "You know, I saw you in a play a couple of years ago." It's a good thing to take your clothes off on stage.
You know, this is a new way we could do the show. No. Yeah.
I'm married. Hey, we're going to have a baby.
You're going to have a baby. This is
Yeah.
exciting.
Felicity Huffman, my wife, is going to
That's
have
right.
a baby.
Do you have a name for the baby yet? Do you know?
We've been referring to her as Bubble so far. They said, "Do you want to know the sex of the baby?" I said, "Are you nuts? I want to know where she's going to school. I want to know who she's going to date. I want every piece of information you've got."
So did you find out the sex or not yet?
Yeah, it's a little girl.
Oh, that's exciting.
Pretty sweet.
That's cool. I think that's weird that you can know so much now. Like, I don't know if you...
secrets are not good for me. I want to know everything they know.
Right, right. You want to know, is this kid going to be trouble?
Exactly.
Is there some test?
We went to a birthing class, which was an eye-opener, saw films and everything.
What kind of films are you talking about?
Films of big openings. We've made all the...
Not like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang or something.
Something like that,
Yeah.
I've made a lot of the tougher decisions ahead of time, like I'm definitely getting an epidural.
As long as you're comfortable, yeah. You're, now, your wife, who I've met, Felicity Huffman, of course.
From Sports Night.
From Sports Night.
Except that they can't Sports Night. ABC dropped Sports Night. Can you believe it?
But it's probably going to go someplace else, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's going to go to HBO. I hope so.
So I think that show, people like that show.
I can't believe that. I mean, I feel so alienated from so many of the... It's not just ABC. When I see the stuff that they leave on the air...
NBC sucks, too, let me tell you.
They all suck. When I see the stuff they leave on the air and the stuff they take off, it makes me feel so... alone. I mean, are my tastes that much different?
No, I think a lot of. I mean, a lot of people really like that show, and we're disappointed that that happened. You know, it's nice of you to. You know, it's nice that you did that. You know, you just mentioned that. You know, stuck up for your wife there. Mm-hmm. She's very protective of you too, though, isn't she?
Yeah. I'm not. She won't defend herself like she'll defend me. One time years ago, I walked into the bar. I was wearing a funny hat, but the guy, as soon as I walked in, dissed me in some way. I missed the insult.
Was it the same guy that came onto your dog?
Different guy. Different guy.
Okay.
I don't know what he said, but everyone around me got really angry. I kept going, what did he say? What did he say? He questioned my manhood somehow. Felicity could not let it go. Later in the evening, I'm having script meetings with Gregory Mosher. We're directing a play, and she said, "You might want to watch this." She pretended to be drunk, took an entire pitcher of beer, and soaked this guy with it on their way out.
Well, that was nice.
Don't mess with me when Felicity Huffman is around.
So what, she just...
All right.
Right, she's...
Don't wear that hat again.
Yeah, right. It was a kind of silly hat.
It was. It looks like a bear hat or something.
It's a pinwheel hat.
It was.
Well, American Buffalo is playing through Sunday at the Atlantic Theater Company.
So Rush.
Yeah, Rush.
Friday.
You got until Sunday. And it's completely sold out, is that right?
We sold all the tickets. We did it for a month in London, and we did it here, and we sold all the tickets, but 6. One matinee, there were 6 tickets that weren't sold. I wish they told me. I would have bought them.
Yeah, you should just buy them so you can say completely sold out. It really isn't good to say sold out except for 6.
Doing a big benefit on Monday, the Atlantic's 15th anniversary benefit.
Right.
I love that theater. It's a great theater company.
Well, everyone's saying great things about this show, so go see it if you have not. And William H. Macy, thanks so much for coming by. Always nice to have you here. Oh, William H. Macy. We'll take a break. Marie Osmond's coming up. Stick around.